Well, Dr. S. Jaishankar, that's India's External Affairs Minister, slams Pakistan and China from Singapore. He's criticized China for repeatedly making claims on the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh and Pakistan's sustained nature of sponsoring terrorism. DD India gets a grip on the repeated attempts by China and Pakistan to heckle its neighbors, but India is in no mood to buckle down.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar stressed that India cannot overlook terrorism to resume ties with Pakistan. He held no punches back, taking a dig at Pakistan over its terrorism activities and said the neighboring country is sponsoring terrorism at almost all industry levels.
How do you deal with a neighbor who does not hide the fact that they use terrorism as an instrument of statecraft? Now, it's not a one-off happening. I mean, different countries at different points of time have experienced this. But a very sustained, almost an industry level, assembly line of people whose job it is to do bad things at night. To produce this with the intent of pressurizing your neighbor becomes a real challenge. So what we have come to conclude is that we have to find a way of addressing it, that dodging the problem gets us nowhere. It only invites more trouble. So I don't have a quick instantaneous fix, but what I can tell you is that India will not skirt this problem anymore.
Speaking at an event held post his lecture session at Institute of South Asian Studies of National University of Singapore, Dr. Jaishankar criticized China for repeatedly making claims on the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh and dismissed Beijing's claims as ludicrous. The External Affairs Minister asserted that the frontier state was a natural part of India.
We're not talking of solving the boundary dispute. We are talking about maintaining peace and tranquility on the border. And we had. I mean, from 1975 till 2020, nobody got killed on that border. So for 45 years, it worked. We have to ask ourselves today, why is it not working now? And until we have that stabilization of the border, to me, it is illogical to expect that the equilibrium building, the relationship building, doing more things would move forward.
It was the first public comment by the Indian External Affairs Minister in the wake of frequent claims by Beijing over the Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh and its opposition to Indian leaders visiting the Indian frontline state. Earlier, India had dismissed China's absurd claims. Bureau Report, DD India.